It had sat in his shed for 15 years without being started, and the air up there is that misty Highlands rain, so a lot of the fine surface rust had got on everything, and the cables were all seized and the brakes were seized. And
so she was pretty sad.
Pretty sad, yeah. But it was all there.
Okay,
yeah.
complete.
Yeah. I stripped it down to everything down to nothing, like right down to last nut and bolt.
Yep.
Anything that was worn I replaced with this stuff from Holland, the new old stock.
Yep.
So it's all original Harley.
Yep.
And bead blasted every part, finished it in the proper finishes, like cadmium plated. Some of the bolts are cadmium plated, some are parkerized. Various different parts have specific finishes. Yeah, it's a phosphate type finish that the military use. Okay. It's like a rust preventative grey finish, dark grey.
Okay.
Yeah. Rebuilt the motor, zero timed the motor. The motor was still going. We got once I got it home and we sprayed the cables and that, it started first kick.
Right.
Yeah, it's amazing how it's been sitting there for that long.
It sounds as sweet as a nut when it's riding past. It really
yeah,
does.
Yeah, it does. But it was blowing smoke, so I decided that, in keeping with the rest of the bike, I'd zero time it. So I replaced all the flywheel, all the internal parts down to bearings, cranks, conrods, flywheels, pistons, even the barrels.
Yep.
The original heads are on it with all new old stock. And we fully rebuilt the whole bike back to factory new.
Yep.
But I didn't want it looking like a factory new bike. I wanted to have a bit of age about it. So I took a long time to get the leather saddlebags supple and the right, aged look to them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's genuine.
Yeah, it's been riding around. Yeah, they developed from a civilian bike in 1936, I think the first model was, because the military in the US needed a vehicle that could get around a lot quicker than their cars. They had only old style cars.
Yep.
And so they developed it out of a civilian W model, and then it became very popular. Went through a few minor changes, and then war broke out, and then they ramped up production for the US military, and that became the WLA, 42 WLA,
Yep. Which is
the war years, and that gave them, it's called a series. Mine's a series 3, with various modifications they made. However, the 42 WLA remained the same model throughout all the years, and all the engine numbers, they're only made with an engine number, no chassis numbers, and all the engine numbers, no matter whether they're made in 43, 45, 46, are all 42 Harley, 42 WLA.
Right.
So that remained the same.
So it's more a model. And
they ceased production in, I think, 1946 or late 1945, and then they started remaking them for the Korean War. So you can actually get the Series 7, which was made in the 50s. And then after the Korean War, that was the last of the WLAs they made.
Cool. So yours is an original
Series 3.
Series 3. Okay.
Made in between the 8th of May 1942 and I think October 1942.
I've walked up to the machine, I'm going to start it. How do we go through starting the bike?
Righto. Fuel tap, or fuel knob, under that, and that's sprung, so it opens up and lets fuel run into the carburetor bowl. So you've got to wait a little bit, it's not, you wouldn't want to get a quick getaway.
Right, so it's a gravity feed.
Yeah. Got to make sure the gear stick's in neutral with the clutch at the front down, otherwise it won't engage the kickstart. This choke, normally, I won't choke it now, but normally in cold start that's 2 clicks up. So you've got, I probably don't, normally in the cold weather you kick it over four times with the ignition off to prime the cylinders.
Yep.
Because it's been running and it's quite warm out, probably won't need that. So it's ignition on, first click.
Yep.
There's your dash lights. Throttle off. Timing fully retarded. You see it down there, fully retarded.
Yep.
Kick start.
And if you wouldn't mind perhaps to just basically run us through the controls again, please.
Okay. Right hand handlebar control is the throttle only.
Yep.
Left hand handlebar control is manual and advance and retard of spark. So that's fully retarded. When you to get it to rev while you're going, you have to fully advance it
Okay, so you're doing both hands at
at
once.
the same time. Yeah.
Right.
Which it takes a bit of getting used to after riding modern bikes. That lever there is the front brake.
Yep.
And obviously you've got a foot operated clutch which isn't sprung, you've got to push both ways to engage and disengage.
Yep.
Rear brake pedal on this side.
Yep.
But the joke is with all the Harley WLA old guys is that the brakes are optional extra, they don't really work. So you've got to be prepared to
So it's got a drum on the back.
drum on the back, drum on the front.
Yep.
That's about it. The blackout lights are all functional as per the military.
Absolutely magnificent.